and welcome to another episode on Marvel Mad. I'm your host, doing the Captain Coffee as always, and on this another episode of Loki Season 2, Episode 2 review, we have Squirrel Mel, I want to say hello.
Hello.
And Racoon Elanor. And we're just going to have a look at Episode 2, what we thought about it, and go through some of the points in the second episode. Myself, again, I really enjoyed this, to be honest, and it made me really want to have a McDonald's. I'd love to actually go back in time and actually experience it, like that sort of thing. And the best scene for me, obviously spoilers and everything, the best scene for me was the cell scene, where he's basically torturing them and stuff like that sort of thing. I thought that scene was absolutely fantastic. What about yourself?
Preferred it to the first one. I liked it. How you got the old Loki, which is a bit more of like the villainy side. And there's some like Easter in there as well. I don't know if you'll notice them.
Go on.
So Sonic, at the movie that Loki was doing, Brad, he's actually one of the
the poster.
old villains from Thor.
Oh.
No. You know the guy who they had in the cell?
Guy dead in the cell.
The guy that took him to find Sylvie.
Oh, X5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, his name on the main timeline is Brad Loki,
Yeah.
and he does a movie called Sonic.
Oh, yeah.
That is one of the old Thor villains
Oh, I never knew that, to be honest.
from the comics years ago. So he was got radioactive or radiation from the Manhattan Project, and he is one of the four villains from one of the original comics.
Oh, no.
And Brad Wolfe goes by the name Sonic as a villain name.
All right.
So they said, "Oh, Brad Wolfe is doing this movie called Sonic, and will there be a second one?" That could be a hint that he's going to turn into this villain.
Oh, okay. No, I never would have thought of that. See, the only Easter eggy sort of thing I saw, I had a look up through it throughout the day. On one of the posters, it's got, I can never remember his name because I couldn't stand the Eternals, but it's got one of the Eternals on it.
I noticed that in the cinema.
Yeah, and he's got on the post on the wall sort of thing, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, Brad, he's actually a villain.
Oh, okay.
Sonic. So the movie he was making was actually his villain name in the comic.
Oh no, I'd have never guessed that, to be honest, that sort of thing. But yeah, we'll go through it like bit by bit now. I'll talk about the episode and everything. To be honest, that chase scene and everything, obviously chasing him through, was it 1970s, I think, like that, when he did cinema and everything.
Oh, it was the same year that Star Wars came out. Yeah. Jesus.
I love that sort of chase scene, and then seeing him use his like powers of like he's like mimicking that sort of thing, having like his clones and stuff around him, and then them two shadows that hold him and pin him to the wall. I pissing love that sort of thing. It feels like they've put a lot more effort in the CGI in this one that they have done for Secret Invasion and other ones sort of thing. So it feels like they've really... I think they know, because how well Loki does and how well Loki's received, I think they've put a lot more concentration on special effects and stuff like that sort of thing. Then,
that's why they didn't have the budget for Secret Invasion.
Yeah, because they put it on this sort of thing. Because me and the old man were saying as well, not a lot, Tom Hiddleston would make a bleeding brilliant Bond. How he was running through the like alleyways and stuff like that sort of thing, you could literally see him as Bond, James Bond. So yeah, I love that opening chase scene and just grabbing X5 and stuff like that. Oh, fucking brilliant. I didn't realise as well, OB was going to come back into it more. I just thought he was going to be a one and done sort of one. He'd be in the first episode, and you weren't really going to go back to him again, sort of thing. So it was nice to see him like come back and everything. Because I loved it when that other bloke was fangirling everything basically. Oh, sign me copy. I absolutely love that. I say, bless him, if he was still alive, I'd be like out with Stan Lee. But now with OB, I'd be like out with OB as well. To be honest, like I'd be fanning over him sort of rotten. It was so good. It was so nice and just sweet seeing that sort of thing. But obviously, when they get him into the cell and everything, when what X5 actually says, you can't really say he's not wrong, really. Now, like Loki has done some nasty shit, basically, and that sort of thing, and he is really like trying to redeem himself and not pretend, because I think he does actually mean it. He does actually want to save on different branches and stuff like that sort of thing. But from an outsider's perspective, it would look like he's just like doing it all for show sort of thing.
In a way, he's trying to do it, but he's still doing it in a local way. He's still got a reason for himself. It's like very much not for the people. They're just like add-ons. It's more for his benefit.
Yeah, definitely that. There's always a method to his madness sort of thing. But I love every time they was in that cell there. I just loved it. This whole episode, the best scenes for me was in that cell. Like when Mobius slaps him, I weren't expecting that because I was adamant Loki was going to shank him or just take his head off or something sort of thing. So for it to be Mobius instead, that was a quite nice switcheroo sort of thing.
I think that shows a bit of character development as well. Like, the old Loki wouldn't have thought of just killing him. Where this Loki's actually like, well, no, wait there. I've got to calm my temper and use him. Yeah,
manipulate him sort of thing. Like, later on when they go back in, obviously after they've done his little time thingamajig machine, and they give it to the other bloke to go and figure out what's wrong with it and what he's manipulated it from sort of thing. For when they go back with that little like a lawnmower thing and it sort of thing, I loved that. And that was quite clever, making you think, oh no, he's going to do something really bad now. And even Mobius didn't realise he was going to do something really bad, but he did, because it was Mobius's plan. I thought that was really nice sort of thing. I tell you what, I'd hate to be in that little box, getting smaller and smaller, and oh, you sod. Ugh. That was really nice. I absolutely love that. And he was like playing dumb by like shortening it, and really like being a bit twisted and maniacal sort of thing about doing it. I just that scene for me, the scenes in the cells, best scenes in this show so far. Not a lot. It was just so nice, and just seeing that inner workings of him, it was just. What do you think about that bit?
I think he enjoyed it a lot more than it showed.
Yeah.
But that little old Loki of like, I get to torture him, but
I shouldn't enjoy it as much as I did, sort of thing. I was going to say something, but I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, that was it.
The next bit was a pruning of timeline.
Hang on. I've not got to that bit yet. Hang on. I say before that, obviously, you go to the old McDonald's. Seeing that old McDonald's now, like, I was asking the old girl and the old man. They never actually went to McDonald's until I was young, sort of thing. So I can't remember really much it being the same as that sort of thing. So I'm presuming, obviously, in America to the UK, you'll probably have a different sort of style and stuff like that. But there was a tree in the background of when Mobius and X5 were talking that lot, and X5 was getting really panicky and jittery in that lot. I recognise that tree. I really recognise that tree since I was a kid now. I was like, I remember that. That's about it. But it really...
I do remember it. I think our McDonald's a lot different. It still is now.
Yeah.
In the UK, it's a lot different to America, because obviously I've been to both.
Yeah.
But our old McDonald's was very like pastel-y colours, and
yeah,
you had the Ronald McDonald statue in all of them.
It just, when I seen that bit in that lot, and then that little sort of tense interaction between like Loki and Sylvie in that lot, I was just sitting there like, I'd love to have a tried an old McDonald's now in that lot, and just see what it's like, sort of thing. But that interaction as well between the Loki and Sylvie in that lot, she's very much like, right, I want to be here. I'm not bothered about the TVA. I'm happy here, sort of thing. So it's going to be interesting. Obviously, I know later on she follows him through the time portal and everything, and then she goes back. It's going to be very interesting how she gets from her timeline like that back into the TVA later on. Like in.
Well, obviously, she's got his talisman.
As what?
That's what she was. His talisman. That's what she was playing again.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that talisman? Obviously, we've skipped way ahead now, but is that talisman from when she killed Kang? It is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was.
So that means she can. That's how she's skipping through different times. That's how she got that timeline in the first place.
I never thought of that. Yeah, of course. Shit. Yeah, that makes sense.
So she's got the ability to go back if she needs to.
Yeah.
So obviously, at some point, she uses it to go back.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, go forward into the future of the TVA when everything's going fucked up. Like when you see in that first episode, she's peering through the doors, and obviously he gets like.
But then
pruned.
that makes the question: is that a very far in the future Sylvie, or is that a Sylvie that's gone back like recently to see what Loki's on about?
Yeah, maybe. I didn't even think of that, to be honest. But it's going to be interesting to see if they like acknowledge that, how she gets there, and if they play that. Well, I don't know about replaying that scene, but seeing something in that sort of line, sort of thing. So you could tell that something was up when Mobius and X5 were sitting on that table, and obviously they're outside talking, having that intense talk. You can tell something was up because he was very like she's here. Now we gotta go, sort of thing. You knew you knew something weren't quite like. Hang on a minute, something's dodgy going off here. So it was nice to obviously see. Right, actually no, they're in the same timeline and they're literally just doing what they set out to do, and how they used to prune all the timelines. That's literally what they're doing now, but on a more industrial scale, just bombing the shit out of them all, sort of thing. That was quite nice, and that fight scene there, how they got in. And we're just taking them all out, sort of thing. Before obviously some of them escaped, and then they got the other TVA to come and arrest a lot of them. That was quite a nice little, like, one bang, fucking stop them, sort of thing. But to at least, I think you hear them say about they've like pruned about 30% of the timelines, but by the end of it, they must have at least pruned easily 80 to 90% of the timelines. Easily, sort of thing. Because
obviously some of them are still escaped.
Yeah, so they'll still be, you'd think, prune maybe in later episodes, sort of thing. But you see Renslayer's time port thingamajig, that's going off on a different timeline. So obviously that one's still going. Where I think on that
but
one,
what is she doing there? Yeah,
exactly. I think on that one is where, like Nate said in the preview episodes that we did, in the comics, Renslayer and Kang are like lovers and work together. I'm wondering in the third episode, you'll see Victor Timely, and then you'll see Renslayer, and it's that timeline you'll see there.
Well,
and Nate's thing comes together.
Right, because if you heard what Loki said, he said about he listened to that recording, and he said Renslayer and him sounded like they were very good friends, old friends. well, that would make sense with the lovers. That's why they're talking like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally what Nate said on the previews as well. Nate hit it bang on the head, sort of thing. Like, we was having a joke the other day. It's like, hang on a minute. It's like Nate working with Pissing Marvel or something like that sort of thing, because he knows it too well. That boy knows his stuff, bless him. So that was quite nice sort of thing. So I think in episode 3, you'll see them going there sort of thing and having on that timeline, so that at least there's a few timelines still left. That's why they're going to go sort of thing. But yeah, all in all, I really enjoyed this episode now, and it sets up the rest of this series. I know there's only going to be 6 episodes, which again is a bit gutting, but at the moment they're keeping them to that 50 minute time slot, which I'm happy about. As long as they keep it like that, Loki season 2 will be as good as Loki season 1, in my opinion, anyway. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I'm really looking forward to what comes soon, sort of thing, to be honest. So
yeah, like I said, I'm really looking forward to seeing if Brad's end up being one of the villains now.
Yeah.
Especially with where Morbius said, "Oh, is there going to be a sequel?" And he went, "Well, that will be telling." And I'm like, "Oh,
yeah,
does that mean that he's going to come back as that villain?"
Yeah, that's quite nice as well. Like I say, the loom as well. I love seeing the time loom sort of thing. Taking all them ones, like churning them up into timelines. The visual effects for that, like the visual effects for both episodes, have just been outstanding. They really have been really good and everything.
I'm looking forward to Miss Minute turning back up.
Yeah, as well. Because I was going to say as well, I don't think, maybe from episode 3 onwards, I don't think they've actually shown anything in the trailers, sort of thing. Like the first 2 episodes, I've seen snippets, obviously, in the trailers and stuff. The only other thing that I've not seen in the trailers, that we've seen in the trailers but not in the episodes yet, is obviously Miss Minute stomping through that like old western sort of thing, and obviously Victor Timely. They're the only 2 things I can think off the top of my head that I've seen in the trailers but not in the series. So I'm presuming that's going to be like episode 3. What the fuck? What else is going to happen in 4, 5 and 6? It's like you're left to like, oh, hang on a minute. You've not even had a snippet of what's going to happen sort of thing later on. So, but no, it's got my anticipation a lot more for this series than Secret Invasion. Even though I didn't mind Secret Invasion, and I was looking forward to it because I'm a big fan of the comic. This one, I'm more like, yeah, I'm really into this now. Really into this.
I just don't like waiting every week.
I know.
Poorly. And I could do something to watch, binge watch.
But no, yeah, that's our review of episode 2 of Loki season 2. And yeah, all for more, to be honest, all happy for it. I'd like to say thank you very much for Squirrel, Mel and Rocket Racoon and Elanor for helping me out of this second episode review. Like, share and subscribe to everybody else that are here watching us and everything. If you like the content we've got more reviews, more stuff with our friend Nate from Thwip Media, more games. We've got another War Games coming up. We've got Hell in a Cell coming up, female Royal Rumble, the whole shebang. So yeah, got Spider-Man 2 as well coming out next week actually. So when that comes out, we'll have an episode every single day of the gameplay of Spider-Man 2. So yeah, come and join us on the channel and find out what else we've got. I'd just like to say thank you very much to you two, and come back on another episode of Marvel Mad. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Say bye-bye.
Bye.